Welcome to Redvee TV, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2020 season, as we look ahead to a new year, round 1, Salford Red Devils, season opener, Friday night.
Fantastic. Can't wait for it.
It's been a while, Annie. Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been too long without a rugby fix. I think we said in our preview video that the internationals didn't really count. Nah, on too early for me. I'm not getting up early of a Saturday morning to watch England. I'm sorry. Might be patriotic, but
Club before country.
Yeah. Quarter to 8 on a Friday night's better for me.
Now, not only are you ready,
Yeah.
the squad are ready,
Yes.
which is the most important thing. Just listening to the way that the likes of Tommy Makinson, Kyle Amor, James Roby have spoke about this season, there seems to be a belief there in this squad now. The monkey is off our backs and we could go on to great things. I think many have said we just needed to get over that hump and learn how to win trophies. And for me, this side, we might not have signed anyone, but we didn't need to. But this side is going to get better.
Well, it's the change in coach that's the most important thing, obviously, that's happened in the off-season, rather than bringing anyone external, from external into the club. Yeah, you're probably right in the loss against Warrington in the Challenge Cup final. That didn't happen because I wasn't there.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
That's like me. I went to Everton last week and you text me, how was the game, Dave? Brilliant. You know it was 2-2, don't you? Wasn't. I left after 92.5 minutes and we were 2-0 up. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
But that's it. But losing that has helped us in a kind of weird way of kind of not wanting to be back in that situation. Obviously, we need to now push on and make it that it wasn't a one-off, and it's not once every 5 years that we pick up a Super League title. It's where we are still up there, still challenging, still getting to the finals and turning them into victories really, and getting the pots.
For me, it was like Kyle Amor said, we want to build a dynasty.
Yeah.
Now to build a dynasty, we have to become like the New England Patriots, and winning becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who comes in and who goes out, we win, and that is the attitude that, to be fair, I think the club have always wanted to have. I think we might have got away from it for a few years with maybe a little bit of poor recruitment, and it seems the last 2 or 3 years we've now solved that. And this squad, you look all around it, it doesn't matter who's absent, who comes in, whether the youngsters step up or not, we know how to win. And you, as a Saints fan, for me, you have to go into this season massively confident.
Yeah, there's no reason not to be. As you say, all them younger players are another year on in the development, so the likes of Jack Wellsby, even like young lads like Regan Grace, Morgan Knowles, another year on, another year more improved. And you are looking for him to kick on then.
Even your Matty Lees.
Yeah, your Matty Lees, your Matty Costellos, people like that. They're all another year on. They all know what it's like now to be in that environment of winning. And it is one of them that if you win, whether it's a five-a-side league or a Super League grand final, everybody likes winning.
And once you've got the taste
of it, you don't want to let that go.
And for me, 16 points clear last season. We lost 3 games. 2 of them, we rested players, London away, which potentially you'd have to say, if we'd have played a full side, we'd have beat London away.
Yeah.
No disrespect to London.
The first London away one, the team wasn't as bad as people make out as well.
But Catalan Dragons away, just the sole loss there was Johnny Lomax. When Johnny Lomax is in the squad, we win.
Yeah.
But we played on a count patch, so at least 2 of those 3 losses, we'd have finished 20 points clear. Despite the recruitments across the table, I don't see teams having made enough inroads on us to close that gap sufficiently to overthrow us. But that said, one-off games.
Yeah, you'd hope not, but that's it. You've got people who have improved, as we spoke about. I think Wigan have improved. They've had a look at where they were missing. They were missing a bit of grunt up front. They were probably missing a little bit of guile in the backs, in the half backs especially. They've improved in their recruitment. Have they improved enough? Will it take them time to settle? You'd have thought yes. They've named a brand new 6 and 7. you'd think that is going to take them a little bit of time. They may be lucky to hit the ground running and all of a sudden they look tremendous, but that's not the way it tends to work.
I think when we're talking about confidence, I'm talking about League Leaders Shield.
Yes.
Because I think consistency over the course of the season will see us finish in that top spot. But like you say, the likes of Wigan, Warrington, Hull have made sufficient signings that in a one-off game they could beat us.
Yeah, they could.
If you can't hear a 2-year-old shouting "Where are you?" it is a 2-year-old. It's not. Me twin
in the entry.
Where are you? I'm in the entry. Oh well, there you go. Give him a couple of years. You'll be on junior Redvee.
Do you want me to go through the squad? 21-man squad. A 21-man squad.
It's a pander to teams who couldn't work out 19.
You know what I don't like as well? They turn around and say if you name someone in your 17 who isn't in that 21-man squad, you lose an interchange. I tell you what, if you have a bit of they probably have got something in place, but if you have like a flu epidemic and you have a couple of players go down...
What happens if they're all signed off by a doctor's note?
Well, exactly, so they must have something in, but you turn around and you think, you know what, player welfare, where's that top of your list? Anyway, moving on to the squad.
That'll be funny. Toronto have only got 23 players full stop.
How are they going to do
Just
it?
name everyone.
Yeah.
I think it's a load of rubbish. I think I'd scrap
it.
naming the squads anyway. Guess what? Your squad's named at the start of the season when you name everybody who's got a contract.
Yeah, exactly. You name your squad numbers. There you go. You name 30, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, squad-wise, I mean, it's as we're expecting. No Makinson, no Knowles, no Roby, all still out with their injuries. Christian Wolf said that a couple of them should be back. It's a 2 to 4 week time frame.
I think that takes us up to the World Club game.
Yes.
So you'd assume by the World Club game we'll be full strength.
And we'll probably cover this more as we get to the World Club game. I hope a couple of them are back just before that, because I don't want them all coming back in on the same game, similar to the Challenge Cup final that didn't happen because I wasn't there. Anyway, the 21 that have been named are Coote, Nagaba, Percival, Grace, Lomax, Farge, Walmsley, Thompson, Tyre, Peru, LMS, Lees, Amore, Ashworth, Paolo, Smith, Bentley, Costello, Wellsby, Batchelor and Dodd.
So everyone except Morgan Knowles, James Roby, Tom Makinson. Well done, Kev. You've named the squad.
Named the squad.
I think if you have 3 injuries, you're 21. If you've got 3 or 4 injuries, you're 21 names themselves, doesn't it? Salford. I don't want to say it, but it's a bit of a banana skin because everyone's expecting them, because of the players they've lost, that they won't perform this season. But they've got Ian Watson still, who can raise them up for a game. They've got the likes of Tui Lower Kevin Brown in the squad, Ken Seo, Luke Yates, Josie Lussock, Niall Evans. Decent players who I'm looking at the laptop behind the camera to name. But they've still got a lot of decent names in that squad. It'd be interesting to see how Kev Brown goes at age 42.
Why didn't you name the number 14? Ikehefo. You're right there. Salford are the team who tend to...
I should name Paulie Parley because he's on twice.
So good they named him twice. Listen,
is Mark Flanagan still playing rugby?
He's number 19.
I thought he just did a podcast similar to Redvee podcast, which is available on Spotify,
very good,
Apple Podcasts soon, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and Anchor.
Yeah, very good. Well dropped in. Salford keep us honest that we don't necessarily have an easy game even at home against Salford. So you're right that if we look at this and think they've lost quite a few of the good players, we don't really have to put it in. Which I don't think from what Wolf's been saying in the local press, the players are champing at the bit and they're having to hold them back a little bit.
There was a piece with James Roby, an interview the other day, and he basically said they focus on one game, they want to win it, and then they move on to the next, they want to win it, and that's how they run. I think we're professional enough to say that we will be fully focused, especially with that massive game against Sydney coming up in 4 weeks.
Like I said, if we're previewing this game, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a classic. I don't think it's going to be a blowout score where Saints put 40 odd on.
No, I don't think it'll be. It's
January. Early rounds start getting your fitness in.
Yeah, and for me, I think if Salford did want to face us, I think this is when they would want it.
Yeah.
A cold night, attempt to try and grind us down, beat us in the forwards, which they tried last season and they didn't manage it. But
they've got a couple of good forwards there, though. As I say, Ikehefo, Paulie, big lads. Whose name I have to keep saying over and over. He was in the dream team a couple of years back, and he's kind of got off the rails a bit at Huddersfield. Not been playing as well as he could, and you can almost see that Ian Watson is the type of coach who's going to get the best out of someone like that.
That said, predictions.
6 by 12.
16 on the handicap. It'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. I won't back against us off scratch.
Jack Wellsby, first try scorer.
You reckon?
Oh, a little bit of news as well. So we talked about fans being able to park on Tesco.
Yeah.
And pay the £3 directly to Horizon for the parking. I did have a little look last night, and it was greyed out between 7 and 10:30 to stop. Well, I assumed it was to stop people doing it, but having spoke to the company directly today, apparently they are allocated a specific number of places on the Tesco car park, and they are all booked up. So somebody has been listening.
All right.
So if you do want it for future games, you need to probably get in fast and look at the fixture list for the rest of the season, get them booked up, because I think you can book for the rest of the year onwards. And you can also email spaces@horizonparking.co.uk and ask them to request more places on the car park from Tesco. As we know, there is about 400 empty spaces on a Friday evening. I sound like I'm working for Horizon.
It's a public service announcement that shows me you've got too much time on your hands. Yeah, good. That's good though.
Somebody's got to do this. Investigative journalism, I call it.
Okay, fair enough.
Murdering someone on a phone. That said, moving on.
Well, if we're on about fans going to the Totally Wicked, these stands now been opened for the Sydney Roosters World Club Challenge game. I've seen a couple of people on Twitter asking why it hadn't been opened. Simple matter of fact is they'll only open it when there's actually call for it to be opened.
You're not going to open another stand and terrace when you've not filled your other one.
Yeah, and now that's coming up to capacity. They've opened it, so I might get a couple of neutrals coming over.
I seen Philip was Saints fans.
But I think we might get a couple of neutrals coming over.
I seen people saying, is anybody concerned that we haven't sold out yet? I'm sorry, but it's 4.5 weeks before the game. Christmas has happened. January's a notoriously bad month for people's money.
Yeah.
You essentially know that if you want to go, you're going to get a ticket. The sales will pile up in the next few weeks. We'll get close to a sellout, I would assume. 16,000 at least, as we would for any big game. But yeah, if you want to be on the West Stand, I'd get your tickets ASAP.
Yeah.
Plenty of stories about. I'm going to mention it. Obviously, you've got the St Helens Star, which is obviously always your go-to in the town for latest news. But the Liverpool Echo this season, I'll be producing some content for them. The stuff from the Super League launch on their interviews. There'll be a Talking Saints column on the Echo website and in the Echo every Wednesday. We will put a link on the Redvee homepage, won't we?
Will you?
I will.
Okay.
Just so Kev can read it. So yeah, give it a read. Hopefully it will add to the Saints mix this season on there.
Yeah, that's it. If
the podcast is out.
Yeah, podcast's out. If you go on the website as well, we're obviously filming this on Wednesday. Tomorrow is the last of our opposition fans previews to be put out. We've had one from every single Super League club where opposition fans have given us their views on the coming season and kind of reflected a little bit.
They've actually been a good read.
They've been a great read, to be fair.
You've done a very, very good job.
Thank you. So yeah, we've had something from every single team, and we'll have a couple of Saints ones on there.
I think my kids have destroyed the house.
I think they are doing. But yeah, there's plenty on the site at the minute anyway. If you want to go to the toilet in work.
After you've read your stories, if you scroll down to the bottom right-hand corner of the Redvee homepage, you can also listen to the podcast there as well. It is everywhere.
Right.
There's no excuse not to have me and Kev coming in your ears for 80 minutes.
Oh dear.
That's surely fair.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Has anything else happened?
No. Don't forget to like, share, and Israel Folau now. We'll just leave that one. I think what's been said has needed to be said, hasn't it?
Saints have put a statement out, which is pretty good. It's not going over the top. It's not trying to point score. I think it's a well-written piece. I mean, we can give our opinions on Folau, and he shouldn't be.
It's not worth my time.
Well, his views are abhorrent, and the only thing I will say is I remember watching a programme called The Pilgrimage, and
not worth our time, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yeah, the Pilgrimage, and Stephen K. Amos, who is a black gay stand-up comedian, went and met the Pope, and he said that going on that he was looking for answers and faith, but as a gay man he didn't feel accepted. And I know this is Catholic rather than Christian. Catholic's only part of the Christian faith, but the Pope turned around to him and said, "You're giving more importance to the adjective rather than the noun, and that's not good. We're all human beings and of dignity. It does not matter who you are or how you live your life, you do not lose your dignity. There are people that prefer to select or discard people because of the adjective. These people don't have a human heart." And that is my thoughts on what Israel Folau said.
Do you know what my 4 words are on the subject? Live and let live. Do you know what? Let people live their lives how they want to. Support them to live their lives how they want to. And just be a good person. That is generally it. Be a good person in life.
And I am looking for Catalan to kind of do a little bit on this. And
they're not going to do that.
Well, just to kind of a little bit of diversity. Listen, he may not own his comments, and people will hide behind, well, it's free speech.
I think it's the fact that I've read a piece before saying that they're still there.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And people will hide behind free speech, but free speech does not come without responsibility.
Correct. Free speech doesn't allow you to say what you want. You've got hate speech.
Yes. It comes with great responsibility, and he's in that. Listen, we possibly have views that aren't wouldn't be. I'm not saying anything as extreme as that, but wouldn't be kind of shared by viewing public. For example, and this is nowhere near in the same ballpark before people start on at me, the RL family thing. I don't get it. I really don't get the hashtag RL family thing. People do. People like it, but you've got to learn to sometimes just take yourself back from it.
Yeah.
I just wish that Israel and Catalans hadn't gone the way that they've gone.
Yeah. I look at you look at the comments and you just look at it and think,
what are you doing?
Well,
anyway,
yeah, I'll live my life as a good person.
Yeah.
And I'll end up where, well, we'll all find out where we end up when the time comes. Yeah. That is definitely enough. Was that like Jerry Springer's final thoughts?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Can we have
Kev's final thoughts of faith and
I think
faith and orientation aren't mutually exclusive.
Anybody would think that you knew a religious studies teacher.
I know.
I got an A-star in religious studies.
So did I.
There you go.
She didn't.
Maybe that's why
she didn't. So don't mention it.
Maybe that's why we're tolerant people.
Yeah. I tolerate you every week.
I've now nominated you this season for Kev's final thoughts.
Kev's
every
final
week.
thoughts.
We want an inspirational quote to take every week of the season. That's your new mission.
Right.
If people get this far and haven't switched off, then some people might hear it. Right, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Redvee TV, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2020 season. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe the Redvee podcast also. And we will catch you on Friday evening for an instant fan reaction where the mic will be coming out to play. Catch you soon.